Hello, welcome to Natasha Makes. I'm just going to rethread my sewing machine whilst I say good morning, and I hope that you are well, because today it's not a big show today, it's not a long show today, but it is very sweet. I've got for you today some beautiful, beautiful little Christmas trees. Last year we did Scrappy Liberty Christmas trees. And they were an absolute hit. They were beautiful and they were really, really easy to make. So this year I wanted to do something similar, a quick easy make that you can have as a Christmas decoration. Actually, ours went in Christmas cards, so we made them. We sat there as a family and did them, made them all, and then we popped them in our Christmas cards as part, as a little Christmas card type gift, and we made them part of the card. And then just wrote inside, please take this down and put it in your tree. So that's what we did. Actually, I could keep that on the top one, couldn't I? So this year I wanted to do something that was going to be equally easy, but also I want it to be so that for those of you that papercraft as well, these are absolutely perfect. So you can papercraft with them, you can use your cork with them, you can use felt with them, you can do whatever you like, your glitter PU, your glitter fabrics, anything that you like. They are very, very, very versatile. You can glue them, you can sew them, you can hand stitch if you wish, if that is your thing. You can add gems, you can do whatever takes your fancy with these little lovely makes. So I've got for you today, I've got the templates. I haven't done instructions per se, I've done an inspiration sheet because you're going to want to play with these however you want to play with them. But if you watch back today's show, I'm going to show you lots of different ways to play with them. So what are we talking about? What am I talking about? I'm talking about these. And just how very, very lovely they are. So you can just interface your cork. I did mine with the Kaufman. Oh, Jane, if you're listening, could I have the rest of the Kaufman? Because we've taken a little bit off the remaining Kaufman. Because it's got that gold glitter element to it. It's absolutely perfect for this. And I've used a gold sparkle cork and then just made up my Christmas trees. You can interface. So you can do... These are your templates here, and you can either just get a printed sheet and cut, trace into template plastic yourself and make your own templates, or I've got a limited number of the templates already cut out for you, and then you see you can just do just the outside. You can just do that. But if you want to layer, then you've got those options. Oh my goodness me, Jane. Thank you. So, yeah, the Kaufmans, these have been taken down. I think we've taken £2 off a half metre for you. So these are the last of them. They're not in any bundles, I don't think, anymore. That is espresso. Pop them. It's making space, isn't it? Make space, make room, make room. That is espresso. These ones, so anything green is going to be absolutely perfect. Sprout. And again, you've got, haven't you? You've always got that beautiful, beautiful gold on there, which is just lovely. But then this would work as a gold. This is daffodil. But again, it's still got that gold going through there. You could use that for the star. Oh, this is a Christmas red. This is absolutely perfect, isn't it? That's scarlet. So that's, again, very perfect. This, I believe, they have called orange. But again, gold. Very beautiful. And then this one. Oh, you could just back your cork in that. That's aqua. I'm amazed we have any of these left at all. They were so popular. This one is shadow. That would be rather stunning, wouldn't it? If you've gone for silvers. Then this one is azalea. But again, you've got all of these little bits of metallic, which, as you can see, work an absolute treat with these designs. Camellia. Come on. And then peach. We have got lavender. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? All with the metallic. This is your mixed metallic blenders from Kaufman. That's coral. And that's all we have left. Bearing in mind that we had over 30 of these to start off with. It was a bit insane. And then that is your dahlia. So that's all we have left. Don't know if I've got space on my desk. Let me try and make room. I don't know if they will go. Will they go on there? No. No, they are not going to fit on there. Half the half the furniture's gone. Right. So yes, they will work really, really beautifully with the cork. So if you've got gold cork, then go for it, or just any normal cork. I tell you what else it works with. I've got 7 of these. I think it's only 7 left. Maybe it's 6. This is a ½ metre of gold sparkle PU. I had a little fat quarter left of the last of a different colour. This was in my own stash. So I've used that. That's your antique gold. It's a slightly richer gold. I've just used a lighter one, but perfect for your stars and your decorations. So again, you can interface, you know how we do with the heat and bond? So you could put those fabrics on the other side and then you'd have that Christmas tree that absolutely sparkled. So that's absolutely perfect for that. I've got various bundles for you today. So if you're just starting out and you just want a little bit of blitz and bling, I've used the white at the bottom. So you might want to just alternate your cork. Here we go. Let's make up a few of these, shall we? So I tend to put them on a background and then build it up from there. So, but I put it sort of from the base. Now, of course, if you're using felt, that is your easiest way. Put it on like that. And just check, because there will be a way that is right and is wrong. There we are. So I've got a little white bit. These are going to the kids after this. And then I could just start to build up with these. Whether or not you glue it onto this base, and this could be cardboard, it could be anything you like. Look, I've cut these out all wonky, haven't I? Here we go. Let me go for the original one. There we are. There it is, that fits. Or it might be that you just want to turn that around, pop that on there, turn that around, and there will be, by the way, some that will go one way, some that will go another. You can see like that one is going to be one that would sit that way. So let's see if I've got that one to go on there in gold. Then that one sits. So you just have to be mindful of which way round you draw around your template, because it's not symmetrical. That's the thing, which is what gives it the interest. And then you could then pop a little bit of cork there, and then okay, so to make these little round baubles, all you're going to do is get your punch and punch them out. I used the largest hole that I could. Well, I've still got some glittery ones in there. Ooh. And yeah, and out they come. So I've done mine in felt, and then those can go on. I've got various different sizes, or you might want some glittery ones, you might want to mix and match it up. It is up to you. So if you are starting with this this bundle, then you can just do your normal trees, and these work an absolute treat. Now, with these trees, what you can do is just do 2 together. You might just want to have a little bit of that on there, or you might want to put the white on as dots, but it's a handy one to have. And what you're getting with these are 200 of the rhinestones, and that's perfect too. So you can always hand stitch, you can blanket stitch around the edge there, or you can sew them together. It's entirely up to you. So for this one, all I've done is like a Christmas tree finger puppet. I've layered up onto one of these, like I've just done there, glued it down. The glue that I'm using this morning is the Trim It glue, which is perfect. Left it to dry. I've glued on another one on the back, and I'm just going to sew around there and sew the base in. Okay, but if you've got any stuffing, just looking around to see if I've got any stuffing. You can always put a little bit of stuffing in there, but you can sew these too. So if you want to, they are very, 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 very versatile. I'll do that in a minute because I haven't shown you all the bundles yet. When these bundles are gone, they're gone. They are the last of our felt. If you would like, and this makes a lot, a big 18-inch sheet of felt with the red. So you've got then, you've got your decorations if you want, but then you've also got 400 rhinestones there in that particular bundle. I would make sure you've got a lot of the green. This is a different red to the one that's in there. That's a plain red. That's like a vintagey, Christmassy red. It's a little bit more mottly. Or, if you want to layer, like I have done here, and these are all this sort of size, then again, you've got 3 18-inch squares of felt and 400 gems, and you are good to go. Okay, I'm just going to shut the door because it's getting a bit noisy. There we go. So that is another bundle. So basically, you get to mix and match whichever ones are going to suit you. Maybe you're going to do them all from cork. That one's just all from cork. And then the left, oh no, I did put some glittery PU on the back. This one is all from cork. And that's like your basic, most simple one. We can have a look at these. I've been making piles of them, cutting out and making piles of them today, because the girls, I'm sure, Emily's got a friend over who's also crafty, and I'm sure that they will be gluing and making and sticking. I've also got an 18-inch sheet of what, I've only got about 3 of these, so they didn't go into kits. But then what I've got is then, so if you wanted then to add that into that kit, then that's great. If you're getting that kit, you might not want to have the snow on the bottom boughs. It's entirely up to you. Entirely up to you. Now, glues to use. You can use the Gutermann textile glue. You can use the Trim It glue. I've also got, on a special offer, I'll just show you all the stuff we've been reducing. Some of you have found this already, by the way. The caddy carry. Where's my caddy carry gone? That's already been packed and moved. I love my caddy carry. I did mine out of Kaufman. It looks beautiful, absolutely beautiful. These, and then the handy bag. These are just fabric covered, so you get your glue, and you cover the cartonage. You cover the cardboard in your fabrics, and it's really beautiful. I've also got Odecoat that's got a discount on. I went through the glue drawers. Can you tell I went through the glue drawers? So Trim It glue is what I'm using today. You can also use the Gutermann. What else have I got to show you? And then we can just have a little play. Oh, I have got, and this was on a mega discount, one left of the Trace and Create bags. These are so easy to use. I demoed this with a Lewis and Irene fabric, and we did it with cranes. It was really beautiful. And they are the 3 different styles that you can make with the templates. I've also got a few of these left, which are the 12 by 12 graph paper for quilters and papercraft. Now maybe last week you bought something like the Quilt Builder card deck, in which case this is a lovely one to then use to sketch out what you want everything to look like if you're going to do a repeat pattern or anything like that. It's really handy to have. And if you've got it in your stash, it's on a discount. When they're gone, they're gone. That's where we are at the moment. We keep finding things. Gemma said to me, have we got one of those Trace and Creates? I was like, no. Yes. I was like, well, where is that then? And she had it stashed away on top of the graph paper. I was like, when did we ever have graph paper? She's like, I used it on a show years ago. Whatever. So these are the rest of the felts. That's all we've got left of the felts. When they're gone, they're gone. The templates are cut, so if you want the templates pre-cut so that you can just draw around, or if you just want the photocopied version that you can then, if you've got template plastic, then you can then draw around that yourself. We also have on the website the little pickup tools for the gems. They're a couple of quid each. They're really useful to have. Really useful to have. You'll see in a minute. I also have some of these left. These have been reduced as well. So these are your rhinestone rivets, and these... Ooh, have I got any? Ah, here we go. These are the Christmas hangers. I'm going to go on a close-up for these. And you get a huge number. It's something like 200 or something in there. But let me just show you how these go together. So if you're hanging ornaments or anything like that, they just clip in, bink, like that. And that's how these... So I've just made a hole with my hole puncher, my leather hole puncher, and then suddenly they've become Christmas tree decorations with that beautiful sparkle cork. And just, this has been done with, well, I'll show you. Let's do one. Let's just simply do one, shall we? Oh, I can show you some of these. So this one is just the layers of felt with the rhinestones on, and then I've put some sparkle. I think I've gone to town with the sparkles because I simply had it. Same here. These are ones that I've hole punched out, and that's got a sparkly base. But they're all different. Here I've layered up with a little bit of Kaufman in there, a bit of glittery stuff, glittery base, glittery back. It's entirely... Oh, this one is just the layers. So what I've done is I've used the template just to get my placement. So you don't have to put the backs on. I just happen to cut out a lot of the mass cut. So yeah, but if you want, then you can have that spinning around. In fact, I'll show you very, very quickly. Just make a hole in your star. Once it's dry, you can use glue guns, by the way. You can do that. Oh, here we go, I've got one open. And then that. These are good because they've got that plastic end. So it means they can just thread through. And then they just clip. Bing. Like that. And there you've got it. Another decoration. I think these would sell. I think at craft fairs these would sell. Because they're so cute. I really do. And the other thing, I've only got 2 of these because these would look really sweet on them as well. And these are, I think there are 200 in here. They are the star rivets. So if you wanted to, instead of cutting the star at the top, you could just put a star rivet in the top part of your Christmas tree. Oh, it helps if I move out of the way. There you go. In the top part of your Christmas tree, you could pop one of those star rivets. They're there. I've only got 2 sets of those. That's it. But they are a really, really lovely addition to your stash. Now, remember, you can hand sew. I know hand sewing isn't always popular with all of you, but it is an option if you want a slow sew. And you could use beautiful threads and really, 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 really go to town. And that would be gorgeous. I think that one might be mine. Right. But equally, if you're a paper crafter, you can just layer up and have it however you like. So the most basic one, I guess, is going to be your whole Christmas tree. So something like that, and that was cut out of what the scraps that we had left over from yesterday's show. I just said, "Wait, Jane, can I have your scraps, please?" And she was like, "Yes, yes, you can." And then I'm going to glue on a base and a star, and that's it. You know, this is when I say it's like the very, very basic. It is. Like I say, if you want to use a glue gun, hot glue, then do. And then I'm going to need a star. I tried to keep these all together. Then your star goes on top. Right, that is the most basic. That can be out of your cork, can be out of card, can be out of glitter, whatever you like. Okay, and then we can start to then build on these. So you might want to do alternates. So let's have a look at what alternates. This is what I mean. You might just have to, and this is especially easy if you've used the felt. And whether you glue this onto the felt or not, you could do this with the template plastic. This just gives you the placement, and that's that. Oh, I've got a message from Gemma. Oh, she said YouTubers. Cynthia says, very cute Christmas ornament trees. My 6-year-old grandson Torrin would love making these. My 6-year-old daughter and her friend are going to make them after the show. So yes, I am with you on that. I think they will love them. And then we can go in and you can just then layer them up as much or as little as you like. And it might be that you might want to put a bit of felt, but you can alternate as much as you like up there, and then pop your little Christmas tree on the top, and then grab yourself a base, and maybe you want the base to be out of that, or maybe you want to turn around and have the base out of the cork that way. So if you don't want to use the back, if you just want to have it like we had, is it this one? Where's it gone? This one, where they just layer up, then you're going to just use this as a template, okay? And pop a little bit of glue on there. The nice thing about the Trimits glue is that it's got a really fine nozzle, so it's perfect for all your gems. And there we go. And then little Christmas tree on top, and then you can glue. So if you want to keep that just like that, then you can, and all I would do is just add on your base, And there you go. That's like the next easiest one. Maybe put my star down a little bit. Then let's have a look then at layering up. Maybe you want to use a bit of, let's go with a little bit of snow. And we can do this so that this goes onto our base, like so. Just make sure I've got that round the right way. So you can go directly because you can use the trimmets. There we are. And if you want to layer up with the cork, then you can. Or if you want to layer up with different colours, then you absolutely can. And I'm going to do this so that this is going to have that plain background. Okay, but you could be sewing these on. Okay, let's not forget that as well. You could be sewing these on if you'd prefer. Or you might want to stitch around. You know, that's also fine too. And then you can pop on a little Christmas tree, little star, and then you can add on base. And what I would say is if you have gone for the double layer, then you can just pop that base just in between the layers there. So that's like your next level. Now if you want to add some crystals, maybe you do, then they're super simple to add on as well. Just a little dab of your trimmets. This is why we use the pickup tools, because it just makes life tremendously simple. I nicked these out of one of the kits that we used to have. Actually it's Emily's. Shh, don't tell her. Goodness sakes, don't tell her. We've got pencils or we've got pen versions. It's entirely up to you. They just need to have that little bit of wax, which just means that everything gets picked up. So you can add on then your crystals as you wish. So that's another one. If you want to stuff them, then you can always start with 2 together and you can sew around the edges. Now be that hand sewing or whatever that's going to look like for you, you can always just turn your sewing machine on. And just sew around. And then you can stuff them and sew across the base. My stuffing, I don't know where my stuffing went, probably into my polar bear from last week. But what you can then do, if you don't want your stitching to show on one side, is then, you know, pop some of these on. Just glue them on over the top or sew them on. It's entirely up to you. Whichever way around is going to work for you. I mean, what you might want to do is not put any glue along there and then stitch that shut and then glue over the top of that. Like I say, these are yours absolutely to play with. However you wish. However you wish. Which is rather lovely really, isn't it? it does help if you remember to put the lid. It's a fast acting tacky glue, this one, so don't do like I did and leave the glue lid off if you're not using it for any length of time. You might want to, like I say, hand sew these on. It is entirely up to you. But this is just going to give you a few little ideas. And then you've got the back that's sewn. And then if you want to pop a couple of little stars on, then they will encase the back, and then you've still got a star front and back. That's quite nice. I do quite like that, and I would probably then do that for the base as well, or have I got any more bases for this one? Here we go. Or you could use a base like that, which has got the Liberty on the other side. So pop that under there, and then as that spins around, you know, it's still looking great from the other side. Gonna have to pull that thread off. There you go. And so then you can stuff that, and then you can add any decoration on that you wish, and so on and so forth. But have fun with it. Like I say, you can use your red felt for your little baubles. You can alternate, and actually you can make them all different sizes, because if you've got one of these, then you can just go through the different sizes. I've done mine with different sizes, so that higher up I'm going to have smaller circles, because that just amuses me. I'm a bit of a child, but honestly, you'll be here for hours, especially if you start getting the gems out. Maybe you want to then put different things and gems on one round, but you can make them all different. This is going to be get those Christmas movies out and have a really lovely time playing with it all, and pop a Christmas thing on top. But yeah, so it is, like I say, it was going to be a very, very quick demo for you. They slot together really nicely. And if you are layering with paper crafty stuff, then that all works too. You can mat and layer very beautifully, and that will just slot on the bottom there. So there you go. It's a quick, easy one for you today, because we are obviously still packing and everything else. But yeah, just very quick and easy, but also very, very effective. Use up your cork scraps as well. I've got boxes and boxes of part bits, and also if you've had your cork kilos, they should be on their way to you now. So they're really lovely as well to use. I just think it looks fabulous in the cork, and your PUs, and it's just lovely. It's a proper texture one, this one. Sew them, glue them, pop your sparkly bits on, and you're all good to go. Next Monday, we have got Kath Hardcastle's patterns and designs. We've also got Tracy Park's designs. So we've got, and we've got some Victoria Peat patterns as well. So guest designers that we've had in over the years, the last of their patterns that we've found as we've unearthed them as we've gone. These are going to have a little press. They're looking crumpled where they've been in the sample box. But if you love this style, then please do watch Monday's show, because that's what that is going to be about. Keep checking in on the warehouse clearance, because that's where you're going to find the deals as we unearth them, as we discount them in order to move them, so that we don't have to move them from here to the new place. You are doing us a favour, like we say. It's almost charity work. So thank you ever so much for bearing with us whilst, it's a bit disrupted, I know, but we will get there. So it's very much appreciated. Thank you ever so much. And I will see you on Monday with these. And if you've not seen them before, you're in for an absolute treat. So thank you ever so much for joining us. Take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.